Hey everyone, welcome to today's explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here because today we are going on a bit of a digital archaeological dig. We're diving deep in your Mac to unearth a hidden feature. It's a legacy tool that has somehow survived through years and years of macOS updates, yet most users have absolutely no idea it's sitting right there on their hard drive. Get ready because today we are looking at Bluetooth File Exchange on macOS, the forgotten Mac file transfer tool. Let's dive right in. Okay, picture this scenario. You are completely offline. I mean, zero Wi-Fi, no cellular data, nothing. And you are trying to send a file to someone who doesn't have an Apple device. So AirDrop? Yeah, that's entirely out of the question. You don't have a USB cable on you either. What do you do? This is a massive knowledge gap for a lot of modern tech users who are so used to the cloud doing all the heavy lifting for us. How do you actually bridge that gap without the internet?
Well, the answer is a built-in hero called Bluetooth File Exchange. This is a native macOS utility, and it's specifically designed to let your Mac send files to nearby Bluetooth devices. We're talking Android phones, older mobile devices, tablets, or even just another computer. It has literally been there for years, just quietly waiting in the background while AirDrop swooped in and stole all the glory.
All right, Section 1, the forgotten transfer tool, buried in macOS utilities. So you might be wondering, what are the actual use cases here? Why would you ever need this today? Well, its power actually lies in its incredibly specific niche. Think of it as your ultimate backup plan. You would use this for sending a file to a non-Apple Bluetooth device, like an Android phone. It is absolutely perfect for moving documents, photos, or text files between older hardware that maybe just can't run modern sharing protocols. Crucially, it allows for transfers when Wi-Fi is completely unavailable, and it lets you connect to devices that simply do not support AirDrop. It is the ultimate in a pinch utility. Apple actually defines its purpose perfectly. They say it's mainly for simple, short-range file transfers when you do not want to use a cable, cloud storage, email, or AirDrop. So, we definitely need to manage our expectations a bit here. We are not using this to beam a 50-gigabyte 4K video across the room, right? We are using this for simple, short-range necessities when all of our modern conveniences are completely stripped away. Moving on to Section 2, finding and sending files. Dusting off the legacy tech. Now, there are two main ways to actually find Bluetooth File Exchange on your Mac. The first is the old-school manual dig. You know, you open Finder, navigate to your Applications folder, scroll all the way down to the Utilities folder, and find the app icon sitting there. Or you can just take the modern shortcut. Simply hit Command plus space to bring up Spotlight Search. Type in Bluetooth File Exchange and hit Return. Boom, you're in. Once you found it, just ensure your Bluetooth is actually on and open the utility. A window will instantly pop up asking you to select your file. You pick it, hit Send, choose your destination device from the list of nearby hardware, and hit Send one last time. The receiving device gets a prompt and you're done. 5 simple steps without getting bogged down in any confusing technical menus.
Which brings us to Section 3, receiving with Bluetooth sharing. Opening the gates.
Because as we all know, successfully sending a file from your Mac is really only half the battle. What if an Android phone wants to send a file to your Mac? To do that, macOS uses a completely separate setting to manage incoming files. As Apple officially defines it, Bluetooth sharing lets you control how files are exchanged between Bluetooth devices, such as an Android phone and a Mac. So the really crucial point here is that macOS explicitly isolates the sending app from the receiving permissions, which gives you total control over what actually comes on your machine. To open these gates, you'll need to navigate to this specific path on your Mac. Go to System Settings, then General, then Sharing, and finally, look for Bluetooth Sharing. Now, depending on what version of macOS you're running, you can set it to automatically accept items, ask you before accepting, which, by the way, I highly recommend for security, or you can specify exactly which folder these incoming files are automatically saved to. Next up, Section 4, Bluetooth Exchange versus AirDrop. The reality check. When we look at the data head-to-head, it is literally a tale of two eras. AirDrop is lightning fast, it's highly secure, and it's perfect for massive files. But it is strictly for Apple devices. Bluetooth Exchange is definitely much slower and relies on pretty basic pairing, but look at that Android row. It can cross ecosystem boundaries where AirDrop usually just hits a brick wall. Just remember to keep your files small because, trust me, you do not want to sit there watching a progress bar for 3 hours trying to send one video. So when we weigh it all out, the pros are that it's wonderfully simple, it's built right into macOS, and it works completely offline. But the cons are definitely significant. It is much slower than modern alternatives like USB, iCloud Drive, or local networks. And here's a fascinating piece of tech irony for you.
Modern iPhones will actually block or limit these basic Bluetooth file transfers. Why? Because Apple's ecosystem expects and wants you to use their modern syncing methods like AirDrop, iCloud, Messages, or Mail. The shiny new tech literally blocks the legacy tech. All right, Section 5, troubleshooting transfer fails, when legacy tech acts up.
If things snag, let's run through a rapid-fire toolkit to fix it. Start with the basics. Make absolutely sure Bluetooth is actually turned on for both and keep the devices physically close together. If it's still failing, try manually pairing them in your settings first and verify that your Mac's Bluetooth sharing is enabled to receive. It always helps to test the connection with a tiny file first too. And remember, if both devices have an Apple logo on the back, save yourself the headache, restart both devices, and just use AirDrop. Which leads us to Section 6, Best Modern Alternatives. The modern consensus.
For your day-to-day workflows, this is what the landscape looks like today. You are going to lean heavily on AirDrop for fast transfers between your Mac, iPhone, and iPad. If you have massive files, honestly, nothing beats the reliability of a physical USB cable. For keeping everything synced automatically across your Apple life, there's iCloud Drive. For cross-platform sharing with colleagues, you'll definitely use cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox. And for heavy-duty Mac-to-Mac or Mac-to-PC transfers in an office environment, local network sharing is still the absolute champion.
And that brings us to our final thought. We've dusted off this hidden feature, we've seen its limitations, but we've also seen its unique superpower in connecting ecosystems when the internet completely goes dark. So I want to leave you with this question to consider. Is Bluetooth File Exchange just a relic of the past that Apple forgot to delete? Or is it secretly your ultimate offline backup tool, just waiting for the exact right emergency? I hope this explainer gave you a handy new tool for your tech belt. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.